Nuts, Dakian here with a short midweek ramble for you. It's sort of I don't know, I almost call it a tutorial, but you know, it's just going to be a brief before and after about how I prepare these Battlefield box thingies. I picked up the toxic pools, and as you can see up here, the craters. And I expect these will be even simpler than the previous bit of Battlefield in a Box I did, because they're each only going to take one extra technique. The craters I expect to dry brush a little bit to up the contrast, and the pools I expect to have to apply the static grass around the edges. And that's it. No grass in the craters and no paint on the pools. But we'll see. Let's just unbox them first. So the pools are these three of varying sizes, and they come with two very small pouches of grass of two different colors. If you look at the cover picture, this more brownish grass was sort of the inside ring, and then the outside was the greener grass. And I might actually have to use a little bit of paint here. These rocks on the lips might need a little touch of gray on them. But first I need to wash these off, because as they are in the box, there's quite a lot of dust on the pool's surface. I hope you can tell that. And it's very matte. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to give this a gloss coat to make it look like it's a fluid of any sort of kind. Yeah. But other than that, just give it a wash, apply the static grass, and then spray it with a sealer, with a gloss sealer. And then maybe some matte along the edges, just on the grass. We'll see. That should do it for these. As for the craters, they're pretty much exactly what I imagined. Just gray and kind of dark. And as with the previous piece of rock I painted, I think the darks are dark enough, but the lights are not light enough. I mean, the highlights need improving a little bit. Also, I noticed they have these little areas on some of them that are painted brown, there seem to be some sort of metallic fittings. It's the remnants of a more sculpted pillar that had some metal reinforcements. I think I'm going to go in with some metallic paint there. But first, these I also need to wash. I don't know if you can tell, but there's fragments of the styrofoam packing sort of stuck on them, and I need to get rid of that before I do anything else. So, with the magic of editing, I will be right back with the finished products. And here we see the completed craters, the easier part of this project, because it all took with paint. Adding some highlights, the dry brushing, a little bit more shade wash in some portions like the bottom of the craters. I redid the metallic portions completely because I wasn't at all happy with how they looked. For example, if you can see here, it was just brown paint. Now there is steel paint and rust paint and a shade wash. And it's hopefully looks more like something metallic. And here's the rest of the craters. Yeah, there's yeah, they're pretty good. And here we have the pools. They were a bit more work than I had anticipated. The flocking wasn't too difficult, but as with the previous kit, the amount of grass included was not enough. But since it's the same, I have a complete set of Gale Force 9 static grasses. I could match them very closely. Now I can see in the camera that the border between the two colors of grass is very, very sharp and distinct. It's a bit more fuzzy to the naked eye, and I don't think people will look that closely at it. The water surface, I did apply some paint. I both There's both some dry brushing and some washes and some Tamiya clear green on this, as well as a couple of coats of gloss varnish to try to create something that looks a bit more like a liquid and not just a flat dull green surface. But yeah, even with the extra work, this is preparing these battlefield in a box sceneries pieces is much more faster than painting something from scratch. Of course, you know, some of the work is done for you, so I quite like them, and I might be getting even more in the future. I'm mostly interested in their line of the line they call the Gothic line, which are actual ruined buildings, pieces of ruined buildings. They're a bit difficult to get hold of here. I don't have any local retailer that's carrying them right now. I'm probably going to have to order them direct from Gale Force 9. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching this little brief snippet of me rambling about a specific project. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in my next regularly scheduled ramble on Monday. Until then, I'm Dakian, signing off.